Just days out from Castle of Carsham, WWE rolled into Ohio for the go-home edition of Raw, with the big questions being what did Drew McIntyre have in store for Damian Priest, and what would be next in the budding soap opera involving Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan, as well as much more. But we started things off with Drew McIntyre, who opened a broadcast and wasted little time diving into the World Heavyweight Championship match with Damian Priest. The Archer of Infamy almost immediately interrupted a tense back and forth ensued, and interrupted when Priest offered up Finn Balor for a match against McIntyre on Monday night, with the added stipulation that loss for the Irishman meant that the Judgment Day would be barred from ringside in Glasgow. While there's not much substance in the promo segment, it set up a high-stakes main event for the show with implications for the upcoming PLE. In that regard, it was definitely a success. Backstage, Dominic Mysterio entered the Judgment Day's area, only to find Women's World Champion Liv Morgan, who offered him her hotel key room. He did not bite for now, but I think we can say that it's coming. And yeah, the whole storyline is weird, but I definitely think it's going to lead somewhere when Rhea Ripley comes back. It's going to be very interesting. Before it's time for Lyra Valkyria against Io Sky, and they avenged their recent losses to Lyra as the Goddess of Sky defeated the former NXT champion with a roll-up. Moments earlier, Valkyria delivered a night win and appeared to have Sky beaten, only for Dakota Kai to break up the pin out of the view of the referee. The distraction proved costly and ultimately led to her defeat. After the match, the heels beat the babyface down until Carter and Chance made a save, setting the stage for a trios feud. There's an argument to be made that Valkyria didn't need another loss after the Queen of the Ring, but this heats up the feud and makes it one last-sided, and yeah, with more people coming into it too, it makes sense. A strong contest and post-match angle that propels things forward in a really good segment. So yeah, 7 out of 10. LWO and Braun Strowman then took on JD McDonough, Dominic Mysterio and Carlito, and the product of Strowman coming to the aid of LWO in a bid beat down by the Judgment Day and Carlito last week. It was this tag match. The contest was long, with heels isolating Ray and beating down the Hall of Famer until hot tag to Strowman turned the tides in the matchup. In between, Morgan made her presence felt, distracting Dominic until attacked by Zelina Vega, and Women's World Champion left her struggling in third second generation superstar in her own, that only further added to the intrigue between the two. Ultimately, Strowman laid out Carlito, and Lee added a splash off the big man's shoulders to score a hard-fought win. The continued rivalry between LWO and the Judgment Day saw Morgan and Dom's issues kind of intensify as a potential new challenger for Morgan in the form of Vega, and allowed Cole and McAfee to poke fun at McDonough. Another really good part of the show. So many questions coming out of there. On the whole, I thought it was good stuff and gets 6 out of 10 from me. We then saw Sami Zayn battle Otis, and Zayn and Gable exchanged words for the final time ahead of the IC titles match. Moments later, the title holder battled Otis in one-on-one action. The big man dominated the action late, but he couldn't put his opponents away. Then drew Gable onto the apron as he berated Otis. Distraction allowed Zayn to rush across the ring, deliver a hoover kick for the win. After the match, Gable slapped Otis twice, but the power lifter unleashed his fury in Zayn, laying him out. When it looked like he might finally give Gable what he deserved, Otis backed down. There's going to be a moment when Otis does finally lay into Gable, perhaps as soon as Glasgow this Saturday. When the time comes, it's going to be an incredible prop and totally earned. It's been great storytelling with superb performances as well. Zayn, the protagonist, is great. Gable is even better as the antagonist, and the power of Otis and the fans, the way they love him. Yeah, I thought it was great on the whole. 7 out of 10. Before it was time for Baszler and Stark against Fire and Dawn. If you didn't believe the unholy union, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn had zero chance of winning women's tag titles in Glasgow, now you do. Despite attacking Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark prior to Bell, even targeting the engineer form, they found themselves beaten as the Queen's Blade choked out Fire for the submission victory. All this did was seemingly unbeatable Cargo and Belair watched from ringside. This did nothing to make the triple threat match at the PLE seem more suspenseful in any way, and a real miss further from Triple H and Co in recent weeks. But I think at least it did heat up Baszler and Stark, and yeah, if there is anyone that's going to take the belt off them, it's probably going to be those. Before it's time for Ilya Dragunov against Bron Breakker, and they rekindled their rivalry in a brutal and hard-hitting match, the best on the show to the point they beat the life out of each other in pursuit of victory. Late in the match, the fight spilled to the area of the floor where Breakker delivered a front suplex on the announce table, driving his opponent ribs first into the edge of it. He added a spear in the ring and then one more on the arena floor. A third back in the ring earned Breakker the win. The second Gen Badass looked even stronger than he did entering the match, an unstoppable force who could absorb the punishment and still score the victory. In Ilya's case, he did what no other superstar could, take Bron to the brink and proving he's every bit as equal. Ricochet attacked Breakker after the match, stopping any further assault on Dragunov and standing tall close segment. So yeah, this was really good, a brilliant match. Bron destroying Ilya, and Ilya, I think, still coming out a bit of credit, did exactly what he needs to do. 7 out of 10. Before it was time for Austin Truth against AOP for the tag titles, and yeah, a rare defense by the champions was overshadowed by the New Day at ringside, taking the fight to to Karrion Kross as payback for the recent mind games. Back in the ring, Miz and True's hijinks led to a rollout victory. There's a reason the final Testament failed to connect with the audience in the way some may have hoped, and it's because of the inconsistent booking. Case in this point, May Way needed this to be a championship contender. More importantly, it didn't need to happen at all, as it didn't really benefit anyone in any measurable way. And yeah, I think that's frustrating. Was it needs to be booked? No, not really. And yeah, I don't know, it kind of put the New Day feud in a bit of a back burner, which definitely did have some intrigue coming into this. Before it's time for Drew McIntyre against Finn Balor, but before that, Drawn Breaker sought to avenge Ricochet, saving Dragunov, Bruce attacking and driving through the windshield in the car. And yes, Samantha Irvin joined her fiance as he headed to a local hospital. I thought it could be more brutal than this. Amid reports Ricochet's going to leave, and this could be risking off the television. But if so, yeah, been a good run for Ricochet, and can't wait to see what he does next. But in the main event, McIntyre and Balor battled in an uber competitive match to see who would have the upper hand. But the Prince worked over the injured right elbow while McIntyre fired up late, obliterating McDonough and Carlito as they attempted to interfere, laying out his opponent with a Claymore for the win, ensuring the Judgment Day will be banned from ringside. Given how vital they've been, it'll be interesting to see if the Archer for me can win without them, and that's definitely going to lead to more intrigue. And yeah, sets up an even match. McIntyre at home. Yeah, it's going to be some atmosphere. Can't wait for it, to be honest. It gets 7 out of 10 from me. Overall, Raw this week gets a 7 out of 10 from me. I thought, yeah, on the whole, it was a really good episode of Raw. From start to finish, really. I thought, yeah, the whole stuff setting up that world title match was good. The Liv Dominic stuff continues to intrigue. And then you also had that brutal Braun Breaker Dragunov match, which I think did both guys the whole world good. So yeah, on the whole, great show. Hey guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on our socials. Link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.